Hello. Okay, I'm gonna help you with this problem that you had. This is on page 18. This is your homework today. This is for this date. Okay, so I'm gonna look at number one there. It says change. Rare book collection contains 40 books. It says he donates 15% of his books. The word in math of means multiply. Okay, so 15% times, well, how many books does he have? It's telling you right there, times 40. Okay, he also sells 1/4 of the books to a rare book dealer. The word of means multiply. So again, 1/4 times, how many books does he have? He has 40. Okay. And then he sells 4 books on eBay. So he's gonna sell 4 more books. The question is, how many books remain in Shane's book collection? So remember, remains is another key word. Remains means subtract. So here, subtract. Okay, so the word remain means subtract. Well, first you got to find out how many books he's actually got rid of, whether it's by donating, by selling to a rare book dealer, or by selling on eBay. Okay, so first you got to convert this guy to a decimal. Okay, so this would be the decimals here 1, 2, and so this would be 0.15 times 40. Okay, that'll give you an answer. This one would be, okay, you put a 1 on the bottom and then you multiply across 40, and then 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, you have to find out what those answers are, and then don't forget about the books that he sold. So you get an answer, this other answer plus this tells you how many books he's gotten rid of. And so once you find out how many you gotten rid of, you can find out how many he has left, because that's what you want to find, how many remain. Okay, so figure this out. This is the books he donated. Do this. That's the books he gave to sold to a rare book dealer. And 4 is what he sold on eBay. This plus that will give you how many books he got rid of. And then you can find out how many he has left from his original 40. Okay, so you can figure that one out. Number 2 there. At 1 a.m. the temperature in Garden City was -8 degrees Fahrenheit. By noon the temperature was 25 degrees Fahrenheit. The key word here is change. The word change means subtract. Okay, so we're gonna have to subtract, and so I'm gonna put, okay, subtraction in the middle. 25 degrees here minus -8. Okay, your answer is what you get here. Don't forget your strategy, KCC, and just figure it out and you'll get it. Number 4 here. The altitude at Death Valley, California is 282 feet above sea level. So that's above. A hot air balloon is launched from the bottom of the Death Valley and rises at a rate of, the rate is 10 seconds per second. After 12 seconds, the balloon captain lowers, that means going down, lowers the balloon 15 feet. What is the altitude of the hot air balloon after being lowered? So this is Death Valley here. They have this balloon here. I don't know how to draw a balloon, but okay, that's my balloon. Okay, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up 10 feet per second. So after 1 second, it's 10 feet. Okay. So after 5 seconds, okay, After 5 seconds, it should be where? Well, if it's 10 seconds, 10 feet per second, well, that means in 5 seconds, that's 5 times 10, it should be at 50 feet. Okay. And then if we keep going further, let's say 7 seconds, well, 1 second, it's 10 feet. 7 seconds, 7 times 10, it should be 70 feet. Okay. And so think, if you keep going up and you keep going up and you finally reach 12 seconds, so at 12 seconds, how many feet are you at? Where are you at? Okay. At 12 seconds, what is your altitude? Okay, what is the altitude here? Okay, once you know this, you're gonna lower it 15 feet. So whatever you get here, lower it 15 feet, and that would be your answer. Okay, lower it 15 feet. That would be first. You got to find out where you're at 12 seconds. If you're at 1 second, 10 feet. So every second you're going up 10. So 2 seconds, 20. 3 seconds, 30. 4 seconds, 40. 5 seconds, 50. 6 seconds, 60, and so on until you get to 12 seconds. Once you have this answer, right here, once you have that answer, lower it 15 feet and you'll have your answer. Okay. Number 5 there. The table shows the distance that the students on the track team walk during after school practice. Okay. The key word there is, what is the total? Total means add. Okay. So I need to, the smart thing to do is to kind of combine, put these all in the same format. In other words, decimals is probably the best thing to do. This one's already in decimal, 2.75. 2.15, you should know 1/5 already. I told you before, it's 0.20, and you should know that by memory. This is 1.4. This is already 3.5. And then 1 3/10 is 1 point. Well, 3 out of 10, that means I have 3 out of 10 dimes, I have 3 of them. That means I have 30, that's 0.30. And then all you got to do is add them up and you get your answer. Okay, number 3 there. Which of the following expressions have the equivalent solutions? The word equivalent means equal. In other words, the same. Okay, the same. Okay, so in other words, the same. So let's look at the first one. 7.56 divided by 2.4. Okay, so let's do that. So I can rewrite this as this: 7.56 or negative 7.56 divided by 2.4. Okay, this and this are the same thing. So now I'm going to use table. And so I'm going to go, okay, 7.56 divided by 2.4. Okay, you need to know, remember, you cannot have decimals in the divisor. So we're going to have to get rid of this decimal by moving it to the front. Once I move this guy to the front once, I must move the decimal inside once to the right. And so now I got 24 into, how many times is 24 going to 75? Well, let's try 3. I don't know, 24 times 3. I usually try 3. Okay, so 24 times 3 gives me 12. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, 72. So I guess 3 is going to be 72. We subtract, 75 minus 72 is 3, bring down the 6. How many times 24 goes to 36? Well, 24 times 1 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48, so we're going to go by 1. We subtract, 3 minus 2 is 1, 6 minus 2 is 4, I'm sorry, it's 2. 6 minus 4 is 2, sorry. Add a 0. How many times is 24 going to 120? Well, times 3 was 72. So I'm going to try 5. 24 times 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. That gives me that. So that means this is 5. That means this is 3.15 now. This here. Okay. 3.15 was this part there. Nada más eso. Okay. So then 3.15 minus, oh, and then, I'm sorry, it was negative divided by a positive. So then this is a negative 3.15. And then we're going to subtract minus 0.65. So you got to find out this. You got to use KCC. Okay? So you have a negative 3.15 minus a 0.65. Use your KCC strategy and you'll find out the answer to this. Okay? You got to find the answer to this. I'm not going to do that for you. Okay? Now, let's concentrate on this one here. Okay? So I'm going to do that part first. Okay? So then, I'll put it over here. You know what? Let me put on a sheet of paper. Anybody see that? Okay? So I'll put it there. We're doing this one. Right there. Okay? So I'm going to put there, okay, 5 1/8 minus 3/4. Okay? And that's in parentheses, and that's divided by negative 1 3/4. Okay? So think there. Let's find the LCD. Okay? So let's find the LCD, least common denominator. I can see that the denominator would be 8. This already has an 8, so we leave him alone, but he's going to have an 8. Well, 4 times 2 is 8, so then we got to do the same thing to the top. So then 3 times 2 goes here, which is 6. Okay? And so now what I'm going to do is subtract them, but first I'm going to go around the world on this guy. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 1, so that's 41/8 minus 6/8. Okay, and so the denominators are the same, so I can just 41 minus 6/8, which gives me 35/8, and then we're going to bring down this divided by negative 1 3/4. Okay, well, you got to convert this guy to an improper fraction around the world. So 35/8 divided by 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7, negative 7/4. And then from here, all you got to do is KCF, keep, change, flip. And whatever you get there will be your answer for Roman numeral number 2. Okay? And now we're going to look at Roman numeral number 3. Okay? Roman numeral 3 has this. Okay, I'm sorry, right there. Okay, negative 5/8, and then in parentheses 8/3 plus 1 1/3. Okay, we do the parentheses first because the PEMDAS rules. So let's find the, well, no, the denominators are the same, so now let's just add them together. So 8/3, but let's do around the world on this guy. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, so we have 4/3. Okay, now I can add them together because the denominators are the same already. So then 8 plus 4/3, which will give me 12/3. Well, 3 goes in even into 12, so this would be 4. And when you're multiplying, parentheses mean multiplication when they're next to each other. So then I can multiply this by 4/1 because we make this a fraction, and then you just multiply across. Negative times a positive is negative 20. 8 times 1 is 8. Okay, you got to convert this to a mixed number. How many 8s go into 20? 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. So it's going to go over, so we're going to use 2. Okay, I'll put it down here. 2. Okay, and then how many are left over? Well, 8 times 2 is 16. We want to get to 20, so 17, 18, 19, 20. So that means 4. Okay, and that's a negative because a negative divided by a positive is negative. Don't forget about your Dorito man. Okay, and so now we can simplify the fraction part by 4. Negative 2, that's 1/2. So I gave you Roman numeral 3. Okay, that's that one. You got to find out what this equals, and you got to find out what this equals. And then you ask yourself, are they the same? Okay, and so you got to figure out, okay, which one is it. Okay, hopefully this has helped you. Just before I leave, let's see who the best team is. Of course, of course I know it's the Chivas, but okay, again. Let's see here. And like always, look, it should have went this way a little bit. So, of course, we know who is the best. Have a nice day. Adios.